This is the 2023 NCAA Division III Women's Semifinal pre-tournament press conference with our second semifinalist, Christopher Newport University. With us today are Christopher Newport head coach Bill Broderick and captain student-athletes Gabbi San Diego, Katy Rader, and Sondra Fan. Coach Broderick, would you like to start by making an opening statement?
I just want to say that we're just really happy to be here. We really appreciate the NCAA for everything they've done to put on this great event. Also want to thank Trinity College for everything they've done and to making the sacrifices and all of their staff stepping up to help. So we're just happy to be here and looking forward to a great experience for our young ladies.
So, Sondra, what has your team's road been like to get to the Final Four here? And how does it feel to be one step away from the final?
It feels absolutely amazing. Some student athletes never get this opportunity, and to be here at least once is just very grateful for it. And then road to the Final Four, just absolutely just working hard at practice, during games, during shoot-arounds, just staying focused.
So my question is for each of you, and what has been your most exciting and rewarding moments from the tournament so far?
I think right after we won our last game, just seeing the joy in everyone's faces. I immediately went to try and hug Anaya Simmons, who isn't here right now, but I'd love her to be here. So that was a great moment, just seeing our whole team, our whole fan section that traveled all the way there to Tufts. Was really exciting to see that.
I agree. I'd probably say winning that last game, getting to the Final Four, easily something that we dream about, and it was fun, especially in front of all our families, to do that. I broke down in tears, couldn't hold it in, and it was just emotional considering everything we've been through in terms of injuries and the travel and stuff like that. So that was definitely very gratifying.
For a fifth-year graduate, just excited to be here for my first Final Four.
Yeah, I think for me, kind of they hit it on the head of just one, I think, of pure joy for these guys. It's been people say, oh, you guys are 30-0 and you've had a great year and all that, but it's been a tough road to get this point. We've gone through a lot of adversity in a lot of different ways, and so to get to this point and to just see all the hard work pay off for these young ladies, it just brought a tear to my eye. Just really happy and really proud of them.
Coach Broderick, to kind of piggyback off of what we were just saying, how was your team prepared mentally and physically this week to play in the semifinals tomorrow? And what are some keys to winning against Rhode Island College in the semifinals?
Yeah, I think at this point in the season, I think the key is really just to kind of try to keep things status quo. And so we pretty much just stayed with our same routine as far as what we do. I think at this point in the year we're not going to be able to reinvent ourselves. We are who we are. We've obviously had some major injuries over these last few weeks, so we're definitely shuffling the deck and trying to move some people around and fill some holes. So that's been a little bit difficult, but I think we continue to have the next woman up mentality, and so for us, it's unfortunate. Injuries are part of the game, but it's also an opportunity for someone else to step up. So I think just kind of staying the course and just really taking time to enjoy the experience and not get caught up in just win or lose, right? It's not going to take away from the experience and all the hard work that these young ladies have put in this year. What do we need to do against Rhode Island College? Probably a lot of prayer. I said to some other people, while they may be the team people are considering Cinderella, if you will, I would argue that they've had the toughest road by far to get here. To beat Scranton at Scranton, I know how hard that is. I've never done it. To beat Babson at Babson, to beat a Chicago team, they are battle tested. I think they are hot. They have a lot of veterans. They are well coached, and I think, you know, they have as good of a shot as anybody winning this. So for us, I think we've got to play really well. We've got to play our best game, and, you know, we've got to hope some things go our way. So.
Coach B, on that, they look like a defensive-minded team on paper. You guys obviously are as well. Can you talk about some of the teams you've played this year and how you guys are prepared against defensive-minded teams?
Yeah, you know, the one thing about them is they may not be tall on paper, but, you know, for a team to be plus 12 rebounding is unreal. So they rebound as well as any team we've played against. They've got a phenomenal point guard, and like I said, a lot of veterans. And so, you know, I think they're a little different than maybe some of the teams that we've played of late. But we play against some great teams. You know, Mary Washington is a great defensive team, and so we've definitely played some good teams this year. So, you know, we'll be ready as well.
For the players, is there any added pressure going into the Final Four, still being undefeated?
I wouldn't say pressure. I think, you know, at this point we're thinking one game at a time. You know, the 30 games we've won prior, I don't really think we're thinking about in terms of the game that we play tomorrow. I think that's been our mentality all season, is just trying to stay present. I think it comes with being on our team is, you know, there's a lot of noise. There's, you know, media and news crew coming in every other day. So I think it's important for us to stay focused just on the game ahead. So I think that's where our heads are at.
Yeah, I mean, I think once you make it to the NCAA tournament, everyone's 0-0. So it doesn't matter what your record is. Once you get there, everybody's got to win 6 games. So yeah, we don't talk about that stuff too much. We're just worried about trying to win the next game.
Does anyone else have any further questions for Christopher Newport?
Just one, the men obviously won in their national semifinals yesterday. You guys had an opportunity to watch that, and we talked about, does that maybe motivate you a little bit more to try and match what they did, or are you guys just happy that they are also advancing the national championship? Talk about what that means to you and the program and Christopher Newport basketball this year.
I think coming to Christopher Newport basketball, you're going to be a part of a very competitive program, so obviously we're cheering for them, but we also want to match them just as well. And we have friends on the team, so we're very, very excited for them, but we'd love to do the same thing as well.
Yeah, I think it's awesome. You know, I was texting with Coach Corian last night, and just super happy for them. And I think, like Katy says, you know, there's a little bit of a kind of a fun, competitive type of environment, but regardless of how our season's going, we're always super happy for them and want them to do the best. So just really, really happy for those guys, because we know how hard they work and the work they put in as well. So just happy for them and wish them all the best in the finals.
Coach Broderick, can you speak to how team leadership has led to your team's success this season?
Yeah, we've got, we don't necessarily have captains in our program. We go more with a leadership council. And these 3 young ladies, along with Nia Simmons, was our leadership council this year. And they've done an amazing job. I think, you know, the culture that they have established at the program is just amazing. You know, I remember the first few years of really having to kind of set the precedent on how we do everything, from, you know, how you dress to how we practice to how we go the way. I mean, literally everything. And so, you know, these young ladies do a phenomenal job of making sure that our freshmen and new players understand, you know, what it means to play here and how we go about our business every day. And it's refreshing for me, because by the time I get them in October, everybody already kind of understands, you know, how the drill works and what the expectations are, and compete. And obviously you have days, I always say sometimes when you're coming off an off day or two, it's a little bit sluggish, coaches know, a little bit sluggish sometimes, and these guys are allowed, we give them, our team gets 1 timeout of practice, and so they know that they better use their timeout before I do. So there are some times where they'll get the group together and call a timeout and say, hey, we got to get our stuff together, because they know we don't practice real long. I think we kind of practice the way we play. So we don't usually practice more than 2.5 hours. They know that we're going to get 2 good hours of practice, and so if we don't get it done during that allotted time, then we'll come back at night or 6 in the morning or whatever, but we're going to get 2 good hours of practice one way or another. So the leadership has just been amazing for us.
I could add to that too. I think our underclassmen do a great job of being bought in, and our one transfer, Lauren Borski, has done a great job buying in. So they make our jobs easy, I guess. So it's nice having all that bought in into the culture right away.
Do we have any final questions for the group? Okay, this concludes our pre-tournament press conference with Christopher Newport women's basketball. Thanks to the coaches and players for participating in this, and best of luck in your game tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thank you.